Ministerial Conference on Women to deliver her statement.
The National Council of Women, given it is the national independent mechanism concerned with women empowerment in accordance with the 214 article of the Egyptian Constitution. The Council undertakes a central role in terms of preparing this vision and through large-scale partnerships with the private sector as well as civil society and international partners. This vision has been translated into practical actions targeting women and girls across the Republic, including Noura, a program which was launched under the partnership of the spouse of the President of the Republic, given that it is one of the pioneer investment programs to invest in girls in the early ages, and from which more than 18,000 girls have benefited from this program. It is also widened to include boys through the new program, given our belief that we should build a society of mutual respect. The program Tahwisha is also a pioneer program in terms of financial inclusion and women empowerment by endorsing the digital saving thinking and the support of small-scale projects and to improve the livelihood of families. As part of reinforcing the sustainable workplace environments, Egypt has launched the program of equality between the two sexes, in which 31 national enterprises in which they have participated. Ladies and gentlemen, Egypt has also seen remarkable progress in decision-making circles. The number of female judges and prosecutors have reached 3,900 women, and we've reached a great number of leading positions, including the presidency of the administrative prosecution. Also, the also increased, and women have also now occupying now unprecedented decision-making positions, including 2 positions of councillors to the President of the Republic. Also, in terms of the elected councils, the number of female MPs have reached 60.8%. This reflects the progress that has achieved by the Egyptian women in the political sphere. Now we announce the creation of the Bureau as follows. The Republic of Pakistan as chair, the Saudi Arabia, Senegal as vice presidents, the State of Palestine, as well as the Republic of Egypt as rapporteur.
And I invite the head of the delegation of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan to kindly come to receive the presidency, Excellency Azim Natari, the Federal Minister for Human Rights of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan.
Ladies and gentlemen, in keeping with the established practice of the Organization of the Islamic Cooperation, we have now witnessed the formal transfer of the chairmanship of the OIC Ministerial Conference on Women. We are now witnessing Her Excellency Councillor Amal Amar, the chair of the 8th session, has formally handed over the chairmanship to His Excellency Senator Azam Nazir Tarar, who will preside over the 9th session of the Ministerial Conference on Women. Ladies and gentlemen, it is now my privilege to invite the Honorable Senator Azam Nazir Tarar, the Federal Minister for Human Rights of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan and the Chair of the 9th session to deliver his opening statement.
Bismillahir-Rahmanir-Rahim. Honorable Chairman Senate of Pakistan, Excellencies, Honorable Ministers, distinguished heads of delegations, representatives of international organizations, members from the diplomatic corps, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah wa barakatuh, and a very good morning. It is indeed a matter of great honor and privilege to welcome Your Excellencies to Islamabad for the 9th Ministerial Conference on Women of the Organization of Islamic Cooperation. Today, we gather not merely as representatives of our member states, but as custodians of a shared vision, a future where every woman is empowered to lead, to innovate, and to shape the progress and prosperity of Muslim world. On behalf of the government and people of Pakistan, I extend our warmest greetings to all distinguished delegations. Pakistan is deeply honored to host this conference and to assume its chair, a responsibility we accept with humility and a firm commitment to serve all 57 member states in a spirit of partnership, inclusivity, and consensus. Excellencies, we meet at a defining moment in our shared journey. Across the OIC, women are transforming economies, advancing scientific progress, strengthening institutions, leading businesses, serving in public offices, and contributing to peace and humanitarian efforts. Their achievements continue to shape stronger families, more resilient communities, and more prosperous nations. Yet, we also recognize that millions of women and girls continue to face barriers that restrict their opportunities and limit their ability to contribute fully to a national development. Our responsibility is not simply to acknowledge these realities, it is to change them. The theme of this conference, socio-economic and political empowerment of women in the OIC countries, challenges and way forward, is therefore both timely and forward-looking. Empowering women is not only a social imperative, it is an economic necessity, a governance priority, and a cornerstone of sustainable development. No nation can fully realize its potential while half of its population is denied equal opportunities to learn, to work, to innovate, and to lead. Across our history, Muslim women have been scholars, educators, entrepreneurs, jurists, and leaders. Today, they continue to break new ground in science, technology, public service, businesses, and academia. Our responsibility is not to define their potential. It is to remove the barriers that prevent it from being realized. The values that guide us today are deeply rooted in our faith. Islam recognized the dignity, rights, and legal identity of women more than 14 centuries ago, reminding us that justice and human dignity are timeless principles. As we embrace a future shaped by technology and innovations, our responsibility is clear to ensure that every woman and every girl has an equal opportunity to learn, to innovate, and to lead. The digital future must be a bridge to inclusion, not a barrier to equality. Excellencies, the Organization of Islamic Cooperation provides a unique platform to translate these aspirations into collective action through the OIC Plan of Action for the Advancement of Women and the important work of the Women's Development Organization. We have built a strong framework for cooperation among our member states. By learning from one another, sharing successful experiences, and strengthening institutional partnership, we can accelerate progress while respecting the diversity of our legal systems, cultures, and national priorities. Excellencies, Pakistan does not regard this chair as a position of prestige. We regard it as a responsibility to listen carefully, to build consensus, and to help transform our shared aspirations into practical action that improves the lives of women across the Islamic world. Because the true success of this conference will not be measured by the declarations we adopt. It will be measured by the opportunities we create after we return home. For Pakistan, the empowerment of women is not simply a policy objective. It is a national priority enshrined in our Constitution, inspired by our faith, and essential to our future. Our Constitution guarantees equality, dignity, and equal protection under the law without any discrimination. Guided by these principles and under the leadership of Honorable Prime Minister Mohammad Shehbaz Sharif, Pakistan continues to strengthen its legal, policy, and institutional framework to advance the rights, opportunities, and leadership of women. Through the Ministry of Human Rights, working in close partnership with provincial governments, parliament, judiciary, law enforcement agencies, civil society, and our international partners, we are translating this commitment into meaningful action. Guided by the National Gender Policy Framework Vision 2025 and the Prime Minister's Women Empowerment Package, we are expanding women's leadership, promoting financial inclusion and entrepreneurship, bridging the digital divide, strengthening access to justice, and creating safer, more inclusive workplaces. These efforts are reinforced through landmark legislation, specialized gender-based violence courts, women protection authorities, legal aid and rehabilitation services, dedicated helplines and institutions such as National Commission on the Status of Women and the National Commission for Human Rights. Today, women in Pakistan are serving with distinction as parliamentarians, judges, civil servants, diplomats, entrepreneurs, academics, scientists, and members of our armed forces. Their growing leadership across public and private institutions reflect our conviction that when women are empowered to lead and succeed, families flourish, societies become more resilient, and nations prosper. We also recognize that lasting progress cannot be achieved by women alone. Real and sustainable change requires the active engagement of men and boys as partners in promoting equality, respect, and shared responsibility. Building inclusive societies is a collective endeavor that demands the commitment of every institution and every citizen. Ladies and gentlemen, women's empowerment today extends beyond legal protection. It is about ensuring that every woman has the opportunity to learn, innovate, participate in the economy, access finance, contribute to decision-making, and realize her full potential. At the same time, we cannot overlook the hardships faced by countless women and girls living through conflict, occupation, displacement, and humanitarian crisis. We remember, in particular, the women and girls of Palestine and especially Gaza, whose resilience and courage in the face of immense suffering continue to inspire the conscience of the world. Women living in Afghanistan and illegally occupied Indian Jammu and Kashmir also deserve our attention. Their struggle reminds us that empowerment is not only about opportunity, it is equally about protection, dignity, justice, and hope. Our collective responsibility is to ensure that no woman or girl is left behind because of conflict, poverty, and inequality. Excellencies, artificial intelligence and digital innovation are transforming our societies at an unprecedented pace. If governed wisely, these technologies can expand access to education, healthcare, entrepreneurship, and financial inclusion. If ignored, they risk creating new forms of inequality, discrimination, and exclusion. Our challenge, therefore, is not whether technology will shape the future, it is whether that future will be inclusive. The next generation of Muslim women must not merely participate in digital economy, they must help lead it. Ladies and gentlemen, as chair of this ministerial conference, Pakistan will serve every member state with respect, fairness, and openness. We will foster dialogue, build consensus, and strengthen cooperation so that the outcomes of this conference translate into meaningful progress for women across the OIC. Working closely with the OIC General Secretariat, the Women's Development Organization, and all member states, we will promote the exchange of experiences, encourage practical cooperation, and advance our shared commitment to the empowerment of women. The strength of OIC has always been in its unity. While our cultures, legal systems, and socioeconomic realities may differ, we remain united in our commitment to justice, dignity, compassion, and equal opportunity. Distinguished delegates, today we have an opportunity to shape outcomes that can positively impact the lives of nearly 940 million women across the OIC, representing about 49.3% of the total population of OIC countries. Let us use this platform not only to exchange ideas, but to strengthen partnerships, translate our commitments into action, and address the challenges that still remain. The true success of this conference will not be measured solely by the declarations we adopt, but by the progress we achieve together after we return home. Let Islamabad be remembered as the place where our shared resolve was transformed into collective action and where our commitment to the women of Muslim world was renewed. May Allah Almighty guide our deliberations, bless our collective efforts, and grant us the wisdom and resolve to translate today's dialogue into lasting progress for the women of Muslim world. Before I conclude, I wish to express my sincerest appreciation to the OIC General Secretariat, sir, for its continued cooperation and support. I also thank the Honorable Prime Minister of Pakistan, Muhammad Shehbaz Sharif, for his patronage, the Deputy Prime Minister and Minister of Foreign Affairs, Senator Muhammad Ishaq Dar, for his tireless efforts, the Ministry of Foreign Affairs team, my wonderful team at Ministry of Human Rights, the event organizer groups, all my honorable guests who are here to support us, and our partners in their invaluable contributions to the successful convening of this conference. I once again welcome you all to Pakistan and wish the 9th OIC Ministerial Conference on Women every success. Thank you very much.
It is my distinct honor to now invite His Excellency, the Ambassador Tariq Ali Bakhit, Assistant Secretary General for Humanitarian, Cultural and Social Affairs of the OIC, to address this distinguished gathering.
Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim, wa salatu wa salam ala ashraf al-khalq wal-anbiya wal-mursaleen, Sayyidina Muhammad wa ala alihi wa sahbihi ajma'in. Your Excellency, Mr. Sayyid Yusuf Raza Gilani, Chairman, Senate of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan. Your Excellency, Senator Azzam Nazir Tarar, Federal Minister for Human Rights and Chair of the 9th session of the OIC Ministerial Conference on Women. Excellency, Councilor Amal Ammar, distinguished delegates, ladies and gentlemen, Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh. Excellencies, our meeting today takes place under the theme Socio-Economic and Political Empowerment of Women in OIC countries, Challenges and Way Forward. This theme reflects our shared recognition that the advancement of women is not merely a social aspiration, but a strategic imperative for achieving sustainable development, inclusive economic growth, social cohesion, and lasting peace. It also acknowledges the complex realities confronting women today, including persistent economic disparities, underrepresentation in decision-making, limited access to financial resources, and opportunities and challenges arising from rapid technological transformation and digital inclusion. These challenges are further compounded by the armed conflicts, humanitarian crisis. We must also confront the stark realities of climate change, poverty, and the alarming increase in all forms of violence against women and girls, including digital violence. We also commend the draft resolution to be adopted by this conference for its support to women in Palestine, Jammu Kashmir, and Afghanistan, as well as women affected by displacement and refugee crisis, in line with relevant resolutions of the Islamic Summit Conference, as well as the Council of Foreign Ministers and the pertinent sectorial ministerial conferences. The International Conference on Girls' Education in Muslim Communities, Challenges and Opportunities, held here in Islamabad in January 2025, co-organized by the government of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan in partnership with the Muslim World League, adopted a landmark document that reaffirms the centrality of girls' education as a catalyst for sustainable development. Your Excellencies, one of the most significant institutional achievements of the OIC in recent years has been the establishment of the Women Development Organization, the first specialized institution of the OIC dedicated exclusively to advancing the status and empowerment of women. Excellencies, distinguished delegates, the success of this conference will not be measured solely by the quality of our discussions, but by our collective resolve to translate its outcomes into concrete actions that improve the lives of women and girls across our member states. Our responsibility extends beyond the adoption of the resolution today. It lies in ensuring effective implementation through sustained cooperation, adequate resources, and strong political commitment. Excellencies, before concluding my statement, permit me to reiterate once again our profound appreciation to the government and people of the Islamic Republic of Pakistan for the warm hospitality and the exceptional arrangements made for this important ministerial conference. I also convey our heartfelt congratulations to Pakistan on assuming the chairmanship of the 9th session of the conference, and I wish it every success in leading its work and advancing the implementation of its outcomes in the years ahead. May Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala bless our deliberations with wisdom, mutual understanding, and success, and to strengthen the bonds of solidarity among OIC member states, and to guide us in our shared endeavors to advance the dignity, empowerment, and well-being of women throughout the Muslim world. Thank you for your kind attention. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi ta'ala wa barakatuh.
My distinct honor to invite Her Excellency Ambassador Naila Jabr, the President of the Women's Consultative Council of the 8th OIC Ministerial Conference on Women, to address this distinguished gathering.
وزير حقوق الإنسان بجمهورية باكستان الإسلامية، رئيس الدورة التاسعة للمؤتمر الوزاري لمنظمة التعاون الإسلامي للمرأة، معالي السفير طارق بخيت، الأمين العام المساعد للشؤون الاجتماعية لمنظمة التعاون الإسلامي، أصحاب المعالي الوزراء، أصحاب السعادة، السيدات والسادة، السلام عليكم ورحمة الله وبركاته. يشرفني بالأصالة عن نفسي وبالنيابة عن عضوات اللجنة الاستشارية للمرأة أن أتقدم إلى جمهورية باكستان الإسلامية بخالص التهاني بمناسبة توليها رئاسة الدورة التاسعة للمؤتمر الوزاري لمنظمة التعاون الإسلامي للمرأة، معربة عن ثقتنا بأن هذه الرئاسة ستشكل محطة جديدة في مسيرة العمل الإسلامي المشترك للنهوض بالمرأة في الدول الأعضاء. أصحاب المعالي والسعادة، لقد شهدت هذه الولاية للجنة الاستشارية للمرأة ظروفاً استثنائية بدأت بتداعيات جائحة كوفيد-19 وما فرضته من قيود على الاجتماعات والتنقل، ثم توالت بعدها الأزمات الإنسانية والنزاعات المسلحة التي ألقت بظلالها الثقيلة على النساء والفتيات في عدد من دولنا الأعضاء. ومع ذلك وصلت اللجنة الاستشارية للمرأة أداء دورها باعتبارها الآلية الاستشارية للمؤتمر الوزاري.